friends, just a little educational video out here from Federico Notary, just because I've been seeing it more than what I would like to go ahead and be seeing it. And that is going to go ahead and be advanced directives. Sorry, my mess. Yes, this is mine. I do go ahead and keep my most recent medical records in there, my most recent IDs, everything. I do go ahead and have two people that I entrust for them to go ahead and be basically my agent. That is who, unfortunately, is going to go ahead and be with the burden of maybe speaking on my behalf, which is going to go ahead and be my little sister, and which is going to go ahead and be a friend that we might not go ahead and communicate, but I know she has the best intentions at heart. Now the advanced directive, fortunately this week I just touched my heart. An acquaintance younger than me, I'm 34 years old, lost her life, and unfortunately she had a little girl and she did not have anything set up. The grandmother thankfully is in the picture, and of course she wants the best for her granddaughter, but that person, younger than 34, who's going to go ahead and be thinking an advanced directive? Who's going to go ahead and be thinking about temporary power of attorney or durable power of attorney if they passed on their loved ones, on themselves, on their last wishes? Nobody, right? But let me come and tell you, I got this placed in me since I worked at a hospital. Why? A lot of people also came in, young, and I kept on seeing parents, husbands, wives either being arrested because they got in a fight, because they thought they were killing them, because they didn't think there was the best intentions. And with an advanced directive, let me tell you, you can go ahead and save everybody and yourself a big headache, because it will go ahead and go down to, and I'm gonna go ahead and be reading this. An advanced directive is a document that allows a principal to select someone else to make healthcare decisions if you are not able for themselves. The first part is the medical power of attorney. So you'll go ahead and get two people, like I mentioned. Mine is my little sister, and the other one is a dear friend. I'm gonna put it here. Her name is Norma Palomino. So yeah, I know. A lot of people are gonna go ahead and get pissed off, but they are there. So, my medical power of attorney, I put I did go ahead and tell them that's gonna be like back in 2011. That's when I was working at the hospital, when I told them, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and put you as my agent. Are you okay with it? Just in the event you get a phone call, you'll be like, why are they calling me? It's because I might be in a situation where I cannot go ahead and just talk to myself. Also, from there, I did go ahead and tell them, if I want feeding tubes, if I want dialysis, if I want venipunctures, if I want CPR. I know it's really small, but the forms are here. In the event you need help, I'm more than happy to go ahead and help you fill them out. And it's best to go ahead and have it. Don't think that you're calling death. Don't think that you're too young, because you're never too young. Even for my kids, if I'm not here, I have something for my kids. Who's going to go ahead and speak on my behalf? Because God knows, me and my husband can go ahead and be, driving, and, we both are gone. And then who's going to go ahead and, speak for my kids? Like in this situation, sorry to go ahead and go back. It just pushed me right now. This acquaintance, unfortunately, is going to have to move out of state until all court proceedings happen as to temporary custody, as to what's going to happen with the daughter's body, as to how the services are going to go ahead and be rendered. Unfortunately, the mother's in shock. First of all, she just lost her daughter, and now she needs to go ahead and, become a rock. She can maybe cry, but she needs to, or at least what she's showing me, she is sad that she lost her daughter, but she's like, you know what, I cannot go ahead and be focused on that right now. I have somebody that depends on me, that is alive, that needs me, and I'm stuck. Why? Because there was no advanced directives, there was no power of attorney, there was no temporary power of attorney as to how I did it. But going back to your advanced directive. Aside from, you deciding if you want feeding tubes, if you want dialysis, if you want medication, if you want resuscitation, you have a lot to go ahead and, alleviate your loved ones on decision making, and those two agents that you assign. If it's already in paper and it's stipulated, you can carry one yourself. You have one on file with me, and you have one with your primary care provider or the frequent doctors that you visit. So they will go ahead and know, if you have to go ahead and be rushed in operating, or, they always kind of find out who took care of you as Dr. Wise goes. And the first thing they're going to go ahead and ask that doctor or that office is, do they have an advanced directive with you? And if they say yes, boom, they are able to go ahead and give that information to the hospital or to whomever's taking care of you. You know what? Yes, Miss Federico came here and she did go ahead and file an advance directive, or God forbid, they do not want to go ahead and give it because of HIPAA, what have you. The person that does go ahead and fill them out with me, just go ahead and have until also I am here in this earth, for me to go ahead and have a safe keep of them. They're locked away. They're in a fireproof place. So you tell me, hey, you know what? If one of my agents comes and they want a copy of it, I'm more than willing to go ahead and give it to them, God willing, if I'm still here with me. And of course, you are signing off a waiver that if you're no longer with me or with us, you are giving me permission or consent to go ahead and give it to those people that you assign either as agent, or maybe, your husband or somebody that comes that you think that will know that, hey, you know what, the doctor might not give it, but the notary that did it for her has it. So aside from that, I did go ahead and go a little further. Like I mentioned, repeat, I am not trying to call a death. I am just trying to go ahead and have my family prepared for the same scenario that I just saw. It's just, I don't think I even have tears anymore, because this year, just 2025, I think it's going to be beautiful, but yet I'm out of words. Let's just put it that way. But let's go back to it. I'm here in Chaparral, New Mexico. Unfortunately, they do not go ahead and have no more space in our cemetery to go ahead and bury us as a whole. So that made me even, to me, better to make the decision that I did, because if I'm no longer here, I do not want to go ahead and have a service. What's going to go ahead and happen is my funeral service is going to go ahead and usher me away right away. They're going to go ahead and just provide a 25 by 30 picture of me most recently, and they're going to go ahead and just have my ashes. Why? Because in Desert View, they do not longer have the casket available to be buried. They only have ashes or plots to bury ashes. So I got mine back in 2021, and there were 350. I don't know if you can go ahead and see. I know it says 700, but it's because I got two. I got one for me and one for my husband. Si me muere yo, se va a quedar conmigo toda la vida. Anyways, or God knows what happens, but I did go ahead and get two. They were $350 each back in, January 3rd of 2021 exactly. Desert View Cemeteries, their phone number is still the same. For people that don't know, it's where the water company is at. That is where you go ahead and get them. They have a cool little map as to, we have these available spaces. If you want to go ahead and be, they have like a little tree. They have also, like a yucca, a wall. So I stayed in the middle, and very ironic. Just barely 2 years ago, one of our cousins also passed away, and we decided to go ahead and bring him out here, and he's literally right beside us. It was very ironic, and I get a little happy because whenever we're no longer here, I'm gonna have somebody waiting for me if I do end up here, because you never know. From here moving forward, from 2025, my decision is to go ahead and be traveling. But like I mentioned and repeat, we know that we go out, but the way we come back, that is up in the air. We hope and wish and pray I'm not trying to go ahead and push religion on you, but that is what everybody wants, go and come back safe, fun, experience, and, work hard again to go ahead and do it all over. But sometimes, scenarios happen that, you're no longer able to go ahead and do it. So, just prepare yourself from there. I'm not trying to go ahead and, push anybody, but I'm just letting you know where I got my stuff or whatnot. Aside from the advance directive, power attorney, and temporary power attorney for my kids, I got my plot, I got my funeral service, and I got also, like what my little plot's gonna be. And this is who I contact. And, just recently, this March 1st, they also got contacted to go ahead and do a very special plot. And I think something happened that they came through, and it was something else. I'm a little speechless. It took 13 years. It had to be done, and it got done. But yeah, this is who I contact also to go ahead and do your plot here in Chaparral. Just to let you know, or what I was told, nothing besides, I think it was like 5 feet. So like a lot of people that are buried full, they have like a little fence around with us, because I did go ahead and get, or was only able to go ahead and get, the plots that have cremation. We cannot go ahead and have certain statues or whatnot. So check with them, because that's the last thing that I was told. Everything to me, God forbid, I'm not trying to go ahead and call it death, but just to let everybody know, prepare yourself. At least in my situation, I think I'm a little prepared, and also I have my kids and husband prepared, if I'm no longer here on this earth, for them not to go ahead and, not even know where to start. The only thing that is out there pending for it to go ahead and get done is going to be the church or the services and my flower arrangements, because those fortunately I cannot go ahead and book in advance. But from there moving forward, everything, from the picture that I want, from the little memory cards, or the ones that they give you, like rosary. Oh, sorry, I don't have one with me at this time, but the ones, which ones I'm talking about right now. I just saw one. Oh, March. March 16, a year ago. It happened. I just saw the little thing, and I was like, oh. And then, the lady came and just told me, you know what? Unfortunately, I have to go ahead and leave. My daughter just lost her life. I need to go ahead and fight for my granddaughter. Hope you understand. Now I'm like, what? I did not know her daughter, but I saw her. She came, spent Christmas like, how every daughter does with her parents, and younger than me. And unfortunately, she's no longer here. And now, she's telling me, she's like, oh, I wish she talked to you, or I wish she made time for what you're telling me, because I did go ahead and tell her, hey, do you have the temporary power attorney? That's how you can go ahead and travel with her. And she's like, also kind of like, what is that? And that is something that I equipped, not just my agents, but additional family members. If me and my husband are not here, or let's say my husband is not able to respond as a parent, or something happens that somebody has to go ahead and step in on my behalf, I did go ahead and assign people. But here, at least in New Mexico, if one of the parents are alive, that's the one that takes custody. Only if something terrible is going on, or something, if that kid, I think, did not go ahead and live with that parent, and they're kind of like forced, they're gonna be like in supervision, but they still unfortunately get priority. So instead of making your loved ones suffer, not just your parents, because your parents, they're gonna go ahead and no matter how old you are, you're always gonna be their baby, but just make it easier on everybody around you. think about that advance directive, the power of attorney, the temporary power of attorney, if you have kids, also your living will. Thankfully I had the virtue of we're owning this already, and I don't want it to just go ahead and just be forgotten or shushed away. um I did go ahead and start doing the process of putting the home in a trust fund. So whenever, if my kids decide to go ahead and, live in it or do anything with it, it's not going to be able to be sold. Secondly, their taxes are going to go ahead and be able to be paid with an account that we have. That hopefully with whatever interest that throughout all these years it has been open, it can go ahead and continue to go ahead and pay off itself. So if you need any information of that, do not hesitate in letting me know. Questions also about your living will, here in Mexico, you do go ahead and need 2 witnesses and a notary, to go ahead and make it official. And like I mentioned, if you do it with me, as long as I'm here, I do go ahead and keep your information in a safe keep, fireproof. So as long as I'm alive and you give me consent to go ahead and share it to those agents that you assign, or maybe individuals that you might think, hey, they might think right away, hey, this me notary, the Federico Notary, has my information, please share it with XYZ person. As long as you give me consent, I'll be more than happy to go ahead and intervene in that aspect. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate in calling me at 915-701-7791. I know it's a little bit of a long video, but just to go ahead and, educate you, I hope I covered a little bit of all bases. Just to summarize, I started with the advance directive, with the power of attorney, with the temporary power of attorney for my kids, for my funeral services, for my cremation services, for the cemetery deed, and for the plot information. So you have one excellent day. Stay safe out there and stay indoors, because right now I'm looking outside. It looks like Dubai.